What's up? Doug Cunnington here. I'm going to tell you about what to do when things go wrong, how to regroup, and hopefully get back on track. So, I believe we're going to have a couple people on in a second. I think the audio's good. It's always uncertain until we get started. Cool. Looks like it's good. So, if you're just joining up, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So, today I woke up pretty early. My in-laws have been in town for a few days and they had to fly out very early. So I woke up at like 4 a.m. Everybody woke up, they headed to the airport and all that stuff. I see we got a couple people on. We got Q Dog, Adrian, Dennis, and a name which I cannot pronounce, but thanks for joining up. We got Sarah on too. Someone from the Ukraine. What's up? That's cool. From Kiev. Awesome. So right now, I am right in the middle of a struggle. So I have a few things going on today, and I'll just sort of lay it out for you. So yeah, I see Black Shots on. Yeah, let me know where you're from and everything. If it's your first time on, let me know. If it's your first time on live, always curious to hear about that. So Kent is on too. Okay, so here's the deal. I woke up very early, had some things planned. I'll probably just unload a little bit, but here's the thing. I am at a point where like I have a very, I guess my frustration level is high, but I know I got a lot of stuff that I need to do today. So basically, I'm going to have to regroup, even though a lot of things went off the rails, and I'll describe a couple of them for you today. And then I'll tell you like how I'm going to regroup. And Tech Gear Labs on also. Kent's on. Thanks everyone for joining. Okay, so a couple of the main things that I was going to work on today, they were around the launch of the course, 5-Figure Niche Site. So I am preparing for it. It's going to open up in a couple weeks here, and I'm just making sure that I have like the sales page ready. Now, if you're a longtime viewer or you've seen me talk about themes and stuff, I use Thrive Architect. It used to be called Content Builder, but now it's called Architect, and I don't like it much. I've told people I don't like Thrive themes in general. There's so many options. The usability is really bad, and I've had issues with it over time. And all I needed to do was update, I think, like 5 areas of text with new new dates, really just edit text, super easy, not more than 150 characters. I mean, we're talking really minor stuff, really just changing dates, minor things. And if it was just straight up in WordPress, well, that wouldn't be too bad. It would just take like 2 or 3 minutes and I could do it. But with Thrive Architect, it is very difficult to edit text. Now, you're probably shaking your head at me. The thing is, I try and use just a single font throughout. I attempt to, right? Thing is, whenever you edit text in Thrive, or at least the way I'm doing it, whatever I'm doing wrong, the text formatting changes. So the font changes. So I'm using like Arial font and it's changing to like Times New Roman. Super frustrating. Very frustrating, right? And basically, I'm working through trying to get it right. And sometimes I have to like add new text elements and just everything's really slow. So eventually, after about 2 hours, remember it should only take like 5 minutes. So after 2 hours, I've made the updates, I think, and then all of a sudden that page stops loading in the Thrive editor. So I had to go over to Thrive and like open a support account because I've had the editor for more than a year and I need to get help. So that's one thing that went wrong. Now, the other thing is that I am working with some affiliates. So I have a couple landing pages that I set up with Thrive on my site, and I have a couple of affiliates. And one of the affiliates sent out an email blast this morning to talk about a webinar that I'm doing tomorrow. Unfortunately, the link that he sent out is like going to a 404 page. I'm not sure why. The page is there. Um, and we're using the, affiliate WP editor or a generator, right? The URL generator to send people to a custom page, and it's just like not going there. So I have no idea what's wrong. So multiple things are going wrong here, and I see that Krill Cut says you're a front end developer and you could help me. Okay, you know what? I may actually email you because I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to have someone migrate my Thrive content builder page to like HTML. It's like when I look at the code, it's like so long and so bloated. Like I want it to be a little bit tighter. So yeah. Anyway, basically a lot of things are going wrong, and I won't even get into some of the other areas where things are going wrong, but when you're starting out, right, you think, oh man, once I get to some level, things are going to be smooth. Like things aren't going to go wrong. I'm not going to have trouble with my theme. I'm not going to have trouble with, plugins working together because it'll just be fine. Well, it turns out that's not true. Like there's always some level of problems. Now my problems are like usually a little bit bigger. So, when I first launched niche site project, when I send out emails or something, it would only go out to a few hundred people because my email list was small. Now I have affiliates sending emails out to like 5,000 people, and the link's bad, right? What are you supposed to do? So, well, one, I have to, remain calm. This one thing. Can't get too frustrated. I'm actually probably, as soon as we finish here, I'm probably going to take a break and go to the gym and chill out for a couple hours and then come back and regroup. I may even take a nap. Sometimes it's good to get some rest. I've been drinking coffee since like 4 a.m. So it's it's the caffeine's probably not like improving my anxious level. So anyway, the point is things will continue to go wrong. Things go wrong along the way. I built a lot of, this is not super clear, but I built a lot of slack in my schedule today. So like I got a lot of stuff done, but at the same time, you got to build slack into your schedule, because if you fill it up too much, when things go wrong, like everything gets pushed, the day feels like a failure. I used to spiral like out of control like early in the day, and then the rest of the day was just a mess. So the other part is, you can just, I know it's going to be fine. Like email links or links in that email that my affiliate sent out, 404, but in a day or two, it's not going to be a big deal. In a week, I won't even remember. In a couple months, it's literally not going to matter at all. It's not cool, but that happened. So I'm gonna look at the chat here. I see some good conversation, and I had another topic to cover today, but part of it's therapy for me, just to complain some. But I mean, I hope we all learn something from it, including myself, right? So, okay, let me take a look here. Kirill, shoot me an email if you can. These chats kind of go away, so shoot me an email if you can. And then if there are unrelated questions, I'm probably just going to skip them today. So Sheik, what's up from Dallas? Jeff's on. How's it going? Leo's on. How are you? Paul. Pierre says, if I need a developer, shoot you an email. Okay, cool. QDog says you're losing, or you're chuckling because you lose it with faulty technology type plugins, WordPress issues, and stuff like that. Adrian tells me to go punch something at the gym. Other Doug is on, and Krill Real. You know what? If you look hard, you could find my email, but I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably not going to go search it out for you. So if you Google it, you can find my email. Okay. So does anyone have any suggestions on what, or advice based on what you do when you get frustrated? So, for me, there's a lot of different factors, and as far as like other things that can go wrong. So I don't have many plugins on the five-figure niche site, like course site, but there are some very critical ones. The LMS, the learning management system, is Zippy Courses, and then I'm using Affiliate WP, which, they're integrated. They're supposed to work together. I also have integrations with, PayPal for payment processing, and then Aweber for email management. So not complex as far as like some crazy funnel. It's very simple. However, there are integrations or four things that sort of need to work together: the payment processing, the email, the affiliate management, and then the course management. And the course management software, Zippy Courses and Affiliate WP, are not working together how they're supposed to. And I had to open tickets with both teams and then get them to talk to each other. And it was super frustrating because the I guess like the support people don't necessarily know what the product managers know. So they don't know like my use case. They don't know how the flow is supposed to work. They just kept telling me that it was working properly, but it wasn't working properly. And they kept asking me the same questions. I was sending them log files and I was sending them a lot of stuff, but they couldn't get it. So after I coached them, this is literally what I did in my corporate job, right? So I would get teams that didn't like each other and were working against each other to talk to each other so that everyone in the project would come out okay. So it was definitely a point in which I realized that like most people probably would have given up after they asked like 5 or 6 times, because these developers were just asking me the same. These support people were just asking me the same questions over and over. They wouldn't accept what I was telling them. So anyway, just you have to be patient and keep trying, and there's always a solution, and I just got to stay calm. So um Sarah tells me that Headspace has been helping you a lot. That's the guided meditation app. I've heard of it. You think more people need to be transparent that this stuff is hard and it's supposed to be. Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard. I do have the luxury to like work out during the day, but I think I mentioned it the other day. I woke up at like, I woke up early. I went to the gym and I worked out. Like I did that when I was working a full-time job. So I mean, there's some really awesome parts for like that you get when you work for yourself, but at the same time, like there's areas that you can get frustrated about. The great part though, I will say one of the biggest things is I know I used to get more frustrated with like the politics and the team structure and having to go to meetings that were pointless and nothing got done. And I know that is a thing that is gone. Like any meetings that I attend, like those are my own meetings that I set up. If I don't want to do something, or if I don't want to work with someone, or if I don't want to work with a client or a student or something, like I don't have to, right? I could just refund the money and like stop. So okay. Leo says, you started your career at Dairy Queen. You clean bathrooms, wash dishes with detergent that bothered your skin. When you have a bad day, you get a blizzard because it makes you thankful. That's pretty good. I like that. Um, Thankful for how far you've come. You may have a bad day, but at least you're have freedom in your life now, and you have enough money to live comfortably. And the DQ times really just change your outlook on life. That's a good thing to remember. And you get a blizzard also. Um, you know, there's a Blizzard ambassador program. So basically, you give them your email address and then they send you coupons every now and then. My wife's in that. Adrian tells me that personally, he gets away from whatever you're doing. You leave it for the day and you go watch a movie. Nice. All right. Krill emailed me. Thanks for looking it up. And all right. Paul tells me going for a run is a great reset. And you know what? That is something that I used to do. I used to try and run like, 3, 4, 5 times a week. but I'm having like some calf issues. So I ran one half marathon this year and I wanted to run like 3 more, but just fighting with injuries and sort of technique and probably getting older. So anyway, Layla says, do I use Thrive themes on my niche sites? No way. No way. I try to not use Thrive as much as possible, as often as possible. And as soon as I can find someone to migrate my page over to the theme that I'm using or something that I could load, I don't care what it is. I'd rather just edit an HTML page than have to deal with working with Thrive. And as far as Baby Gear Lab, I don't know what they use for tables. I suspect it's a custom solution. Doug says judo classes are a good way to forget about the daily grind, and you have to pay attention to the task at hand. A good way to blow off steam. Oh, Blake's on. You cut a live stream. Awesome. A reset that Blake uses is cracking a beer and listening to a record. That's nice. Nice. It is 10:20 a.m. here, so I probably shouldn't have a beer yet, but maybe later in the day. And I'm trying to think if there's any other related stuff as far as, resetting. But I think in general, the consensus of the group is like, take a break. I got to remember that, like, in a couple days, everything will be cool. And yeah, basically, I plan on things not working out and like having more slack in my schedule. So those are good things. Oh, and I just remembered one other thing. I'm doing an interview with like a much bigger YouTuber than I am. And actually, I'm going to talk to her tomorrow morning, but she's sort of like in a different like niche in general, but we have a decent overlap with digital nomad type topics. So that'll be cool. But I was chatting with her this morning, just like a pre interview talk and stuff. And yeah, she was like experiencing the same kind of stuff, not the frustration, but just, yeah, like stuff is work. Like you have to go through and do the work, and a lot of it is tedious, and you're answering emails. It's our own work, so that's great, but it's not easy. And she's not like just traveling constantly. She is in a different place than she's traveling, but she's slow traveling, so she's just hanging out. But yeah, she works a lot. So okay, cool. I did see some questions come in. I'll just say I'll answer them super quick, and then we'll get out of here for today. Adrian, have I tried Schema? No. Recommendations for tables. I use a HTML table generator. And John says, since Amazon getting to close sites, I'm not sure what that means, but you say you're using just WordPress instead of Thrive. Yep, that's what I started doing. For sales pages, that's, the content builder is good, but okay, cool. It looks like we're all set here. And don't forget, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow. Okay, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, which I can actually send you, or I'll put a link in here. And then on Friday is the Q&A. So if you have questions, ask on Friday. If you have questions, you should ask on Friday. And I'm going to grab the link for the webinar tomorrow, where the topic is SEO that works for niche and authority sites. All right. And as far as the Q&A with Alex today, I haven't chatted with him today. I may skip it today because that takes an hour of my time. I got other stuff to do. So I may catch up with Alex later, though, and see what's going on. But generally, I haven't talked to him in the last couple of days. Okay, awesome. See everyone later. And thanks for listening to me complain. I hope we all got something out of it. Just remember, everyone goes through frustrating times and just don't spiral out of control. So see ya.